Hi, everybody. I want to talk to you about how to coexist with a narcissist. uh, you can't at all. Narcissists can't coexist with anybody. If you're rational, thinking, emotional, emotion possessing, rational thought having, empathy feeling human, then you cannot peacefully coexist with a narcissist. Here is why. A narcissist is someone who keeps people in their life to serve a particular purpose. We can talk about that in another video. It's called narcissistic supply. That's not a term I came up with. You see that in all the narcissism documentation. You see that in the realms of psychiatry. It's all over the internet. Narcissistic supply is a generic term for basically what it is that the narcissist wants from you. The model for the narcissist that I like to give is like a spider to a fly, where the narcissist is a spider and non-narcissistic people that think rationally, that have emotions, that have empathy for others, are like flies. And a narcissist is only interested in people that serve a purpose, inasmuch as a spider is uninterested in anything in its web that doesn't serve a purpose. If it's a tree branch or a little twig or a leaf, the spider goes and discards non-useful things out of the web. And the things that are useful, it ensnares and traps. And whenever a spider catches a bug, or like a fly, it does two things: wraps it with silk and injects venom in it. The venom makes the fly weak, and the silk keeps the fly bound. And that's a very powerful combination. Narcissists use a combination of both of those concepts to keep you ensnared in their life. They drain you emotionally, and they also wall you in with some sort of financial, physical barrier, be it rent or money or a living situation, or perhaps social settings, or if they're a boss, or if your job's on the line, or if maybe they have some sort of dirt or blackmail on you. They use a combination of the two. So how can a fly and a spider coexist? The simple answer is you can't. However, life's not that easy. There are narcissists that you cannot completely cut out of your life. That's people that you work with, be it a boss or a coworker, somebody who you room with, a roommate or a significant other or a spouse. That's about the only two that are oh yeah, co-parents, sorry. I spaced out. So yeah, co-parents, cohabitators, and co-workers are three of the major ones that you can't, if they're in your life, you don't get much of a choice. They're there. So how do you coexist? Well, the answer is you have to be unuseful. I'll say that again. In order to coexist peacefully in the presence of a narcissist, you have to be unuseful. You have to be useless to them, right? And in fact, and they may even use it as an insult. You're so useless. That's perfect. That's precisely where you want to be. So how do you become useless? There's an excellent technique called the gray rock technique. The gray rock, when you think of a gray rock, it's a dull, boring, uninteresting rock. When we go about our daily business, walking around doing groceries and shopping, you'll walk past rock beds with just these dull, uninteresting rocks that never catch your eye. And that's sort of the same principle, the same concept. You want to be a unimportant part of the narcissist's environment, so that you're neutral, you have nothing of interest to them, you serve no useful purpose, you're just there. Like a mascot, a mascot in a game. They're there, they're part of the game, they're part of the team, everybody has one, you're just not sure what their purpose is, right? What is it they're doing? Clearly they're there doing something. I don't really understand it. So that's kind of the space that you want to fit in with a narcissist. Now, there's an excellent video that I'm going to provide in the link below about how to gray rock. But a classic example is, say a narcissist man comes home to his significant other, spouse, and says, how was your day? And he says, oh, it was good, at work. Something funny at work happened today. I was in the break room. Jane, the single girl, how she's always coming up and talking to me. And I was just there, getting my coffee. And, she came up to me and started asking me all this dating advice, telling me about, how she just can't find a decent guy, and how all the good ones are taken. And that, she's so upset because she had this other failed relationship, and, she, started to cry on my shoulder, and I was, lend my shoulder there, and, and she got kind of flirty, I'm pretty sure I could bang her. Like, I'm pretty sure she wants to bang me. But there's no way I would ever do that because, I'm with you and I love you. I'm just saying she's putting it out there. So a narcissist will do something like that as a tactic known as hoovering. Hoovering is basically just setting you up to give them a supply of some sort. And so that's the setup. And now any reaction that you have to that is going to be the wrong reaction. And there's no correct reaction that you have, because they're going to work it to extract what they need from you. They're going to make it an emotional topic. So how do you remove yourself from that interaction? Well, it's simple. You say, okay. I didn't pause it or anything. You just respond in a very terse, short, emotionally neutral, conversationally neutral manner. I'm going to turn the lights on here. You keep it very, as neutral as possible. And they say, what do you mean, okay? Like, that doesn't bother you? And be like, no. And if they say something like, well, why doesn't it bother you? It should bother you. Are you saying that you don't love me, that you don't care about me? And you say something along the lines of, no, I love you. I care about you. She sounds nice. So it's just, you don't want to get drawn into the conflict. You want to be uninteresting. If they can't get that conflict from you, then eventually, and it actually works amazingly fast. It worked with my narc in less than a month, just by going no contact or gray rock. Because they get frustrated. When you go gray rock, when you go no contact, you have stolen from them. They get really mad because you have stolen yourself from their existence. You have stolen a person from them. That person is you. You've taken away a source of supply. They're gonna get really mad about it. And then after several times, they're going to realize, you know what? It's easier to get somebody new. And when you do this, if you're in a relationship, you need to be fully aware that by doing gray rock, you're encouraging this narcissist to go out and have an affair and find someone else. But it's certainly a hell of a lot easier to do it that way than to try to break up with them when they don't want to break up. So understand that if you do this with a significant other, you're going to be pushing them that direction, and that's good. That's healthy, because you want them to discard you. You want them to find somebody else to move on to. They're like a gypsy curse. You can't get rid of them unless you give them to somebody else. And that's really about the only way to do it. Be boring, be uninteresting to the point where they seek out somebody with more purpose, and then they'll do their narcissistic discard, and your life gets easier again. But like I said, there's, getting back to the original point, there's some that you can't get completely away from. And that's fine. You'll be in the same physical space. They just will have no interest in you whatsoever. You'll just be like another fly on the wall, somebody else uninteresting. You won't be special to them. You won't be interesting to them. You won't be a target to them either. and that's good. So that's how you coexist with them. Be dull, boring, uninteresting, and like I said, just be prepared for the day that they flaunt having an affair. That's good. That's them breaking up with you. They found somebody else, and they can move on to torturing their new person, their homewrecker, and you can get on with your life and get on with the healing process. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Please like, comment, or share. Thank you, and God bless.